Being the time of the year it is, we just got past Halloween, and there's a lot of talk about cultural appropriation. What I want to point out is the concept of Wicca has been destroyed by the cultural appropriation of an Anglo-Saxon tradition by non-Anglo-Saxons. Wicca, as many people may know it, is full of goths, feminists, and weirdos. Many years ago, back in the early 90s and late 80s, people like me used to research Wicca by reading these things called books. And you would see that Wicca comes from an Anglo-Saxon or Anglo-Saxon Celtic tradition. It used to be quite straightforward. In fact, what many people don't understand, what happened was Wicca drew many marginalized groups that were trying to rebel against society, and that embraced it. And a lot of it was a rebellion against Christianity, but Wicca was not really a rebellion against Christianity. In fact, a lot of the ethics and morality of Wicca are very similar to Christianity. Such as "an ye harm none, do as thou wilt" is similar to the golden rule of Christianity, such as treat others the way you wish to be treated. Now, what I want to point out is this. What you need to understand is the infusion of things that were against Anglo-Saxon traditions, such as voodoo or bruja practices from Latin America, things like this, corrupted the Anglo-Saxon traditions in Wicca. The death blow was feminism. During the late 90s and early 2000s through now, you see a lot of this goddess worship crap and this what's your goddess type, warrior goddesses of Celtia and whatnot. This was the death blow to Wicca. Wicca was all about the polarities of nature, represented by the horned god and the earth mother. Now, what people don't understand is this, you can't practice Wicca by exiting out or getting rid of one of these two representations. They're not even really deities if you understand Wicca. Wicca is a modern recreation. These are sort of as energies which dwell within the practitioners of Wicca and which dwell in the universe itself. They are what animates the universe. Many people do not clearly understand what Wicca was, and they simply want to contort it to their own belief systems, which is why you get a lot of people now, I bet you a lot of these people that dress up like giant female genitalia probably identify as Wicca, or Wiccans, I should say. This is also a misnomer in the sense that Wicca is the Anglo-Saxon term for a male practitioner of that tradition, and Wicci or Wiki, I don't know how to pronounce these things too well because I never took Anglo-Saxon, but that Wiki or Wicci would be a female practitioner of this religion. The problem is, people think that it's, I'm not against cultural appropriation. I believe in human traditions. I used to be all about ethnic this and ethnic that, which is how I got into Wicca. I was raised a Satanist, but I looked into Wicca and Druidism primarily, and I read things, again, like The Golden Bough by James G. Frazier, and the other books written by, like, the Order of Bards, Oivets, and Druids. And I did this for ethnic reasons because I used to be an ethnic nationalist. Now I am about human values, but the problem is what you see being promoted with paganism and Wiccan and these things is anti-human values. You see feminism, which is anti-human, it's anti-life, being promoted with these things, and it's not good. Now I don't see anything wrong with calling oneself a Wiccan if one actually understands the practices. The problem is, and I don't call myself a Wiccan. I'm a scientific pantheist, and I adhere to the Seventh-day Adventist lifestyle, which is a Christian lifestyle, though I'm not a Christian. I'm a pantheist because I don't believe Christ is my Lord and Savior. But bottom line is this. If you want to whine about cultural appropriation, be honest about it. Wicca is an Anglo-Saxon religion. It's a recreation of the Neolithic and agrarian era of the Anglo-Saxon religion. Okay? Now, a lot of people embrace the Lord of the Rings. Well, the Lord of the Rings is an Anglo-Saxon thing. J.R.R. Tolkien created it to unite the English under a new mythology drawn from the old mythology. You could say J.R.R. Tolkien created a Christian Wicca, almost, to unite the British people, okay, under an Anglo-Saxon mythology. There's actually a documentary, I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it's funny because J.R.R. Tolkien talks about his creation of Elvish, and he created it as a curiosity, he said, for his own entertainment. And it's funny because he goes, I never thought of creating Elvish to be speaking to Japs in parking lots. It's very funny because a lot of people do not understand the nature of these things, period. They just don't get it.